Beneath the iconic skyline of San Francisco, a silent, immense force is constantly at work. It is a force that has shaped this land for millennia and continues to define its future. We speak of the Earth itself and the colossal plates that grind beneath our feet. For generations, the question has lingered in the minds of those who call this vibrant region home. Is the big one coming soon to San Francisco Bay? This isn't a question of if, but when. Today, we delve into the science, the history, and the stark realities of living on the edge of geological giants. We will explore the intricate network of faults that crisscross this landscape. We will revisit the devastating lessons of the past, and we will examine the cutting-edge science that helps us understand, though never perfectly predict, the Earth's powerful movements. California is a land defined by its geology, a dynamic boundary where two colossal tectonic plates meet. The Pacific Plate and the North American Plate engage in a slow, relentless dance, creating immense stress. This interaction has sculpted the dramatic landscapes we see today. This boundary is not a single line, but a complex web of over 500 active fault lines. The most famous, the San Andreas Fault, stretches for hundreds of miles, but it is far from alone in its potential for seismic activity. Other major players include the Hayward, Calaveras, and Rogers Creek faults. These faults are not merely geological curiosities. They are the very foundation upon which the Bay Area is built. They are the silent architects of both beauty and potential destruction. The Pacific Plate grinds northwestward past the North American Plate at an average rate of about 2 inches per year. This movement is roughly the same speed at which your fingernails grow. Over decades and centuries, this seemingly small motion accumulates enormous strain. This strain builds up in the Earth's crust, like a giant spring being slowly compressed. Eventually, the rocks can no longer withstand the pressure. They rupture, releasing centuries of stored energy in a matter of seconds. This sudden release is what we experience as an earthquake. The year 1906 remains etched into the collective memory of San Francisco. On April 18th at 5:12 a.m., the city awoke to a cataclysmic event. A magnitude 7.9 earthquake struck, its epicenter just offshore. The rupture along the San Andreas Fault stretched for an astonishing 296 miles. It tore through the Earth's surface, displacing the ground by as much as 20 feet in some areas. The shaking lasted for nearly a minute, toppling buildings and igniting fires across the city. The immediate devastation was immense. But it was the subsequent fires, fueled by broken gas lines and a compromised water system, that truly ravaged San Francisco. 80% of the city was destroyed, leaving a landscape of rubble and ash. The human cost was equally staggering. While initial reports underestimated the toll, modern research suggests over 3,000 lives were lost. It stands as one of the deadliest natural disasters in American history. The 1906 earthquake served as a brutal, unforgettable lesson. It catalyzed the birth of modern seismology, forcing scientists to confront the immense power of these geological events. It established a baseline for understanding major quakes in California. The event also highlighted the critical importance of building codes and urban planning. The lessons learned from 1906 continue to inform our understanding of seismic risk and preparedness today. It is a ghost that still whispers warnings to the present. While the San Andreas Fault often captures headlines, another seismic giant poses an even more immediate threat to the Bay Area. This is the Hayward Fault, often called the most urbanized fault in North America. It is a silent, ever-present danger. The Hayward Fault runs directly beneath some of the Bay Area's most densely populated cities. It slices through Berkeley, Oakland, Fremont, and other communities, impacting over 2 million people. Homes, businesses, and critical infrastructure sit directly atop its path. Unlike the San Andreas, much of the Hayward Fault is creeping, meaning it moves slowly and continuously. This creep releases some stress, but not enough to prevent major earthquakes. Sections of the fault remain locked, accumulating immense pressure. The last major earthquake on the Hayward Fault occurred in 1868. This event, estimated between magnitude 6.8 and 7.0, caused significant damage across the East Bay. It was, in its time, known as the Great San Francisco Earthquake, before 1906 redefined the term. Scientists have studied the Hayward Fault's history extensively. They have identified a recurrence interval for major quakes of approximately 140 to 160 years. Given that the last major event was in 1868, the fault is now considered on schedule for another significant rupture. The U.S. Geological Survey, or USGS, has calculated the probability of a magnitude 6.7 or greater earthquake striking the Bay Area in the next 30 years. That probability stands at a sobering 72%. The Hayward Fault is a significant contributor to this high figure. This isn't a prediction of an exact date, but a statistical certainty based on geological evidence. The Hayward Fault represents a clear and present danger, demanding our attention and preparedness. Its silence is deceptive, masking immense power. Understanding earthquake risk is a complex scientific endeavor, not a matter of guesswork. Seismologists and geologists employ sophisticated models and vast datasets to calculate probabilities. They strive to quantify the likelihood of future seismic events. One of the most advanced tools is the Uniform California Earthquake Rupture Forecast, or UCERF-3 model. This comprehensive model integrates decades of research. It combines historical earthquake data, GPS measurements of ground deformation, and detailed fault stress analyses. Scientists use seismic sensors to monitor even the smallest tremors, known as microseismic activity. These tiny quakes provide clues about where stress is building. GPS stations precisely measure the slow, continuous movement of the Earth's crust. By combining these diverse data points, researchers can create a detailed picture of fault behavior. They can estimate how much strain has accumulated on specific fault segments. This allows them to assign probabilities to future ruptures. However, it is crucial to understand the limitations of this science. While we can calculate probabilities with increasing accuracy, predicting the exact timing of an earthquake remains impossible. The Earth's crust is too complex. Its process is too subtle. Energy builds silently, sometimes for centuries, until the breaking point is reached. There are no reliable short-term precursors that allow for precise predictions. The science tells us what is likely, not what is definite. This unpredictability underscores the importance of constant vigilance and preparedness. We must respect the power of these geological forces. We must prepare for the inevitable, even if we cannot pinpoint the exact moment it will occur. When the next big one strikes the San Francisco Bay Area, the experience will be profound and terrifying. Imagine 20 to 30 seconds of violent, sustained shaking. Buildings will sway, infrastructure will buckle, and the ground itself will heave. The immediate aftermath will be catastrophic. Billions of dollars in damages are projected, far exceeding any previous natural disaster in the region. Homes, businesses, and critical public buildings will be severely impacted. One of the most significant threats comes from the disruption of essential services. Water mains will rupture, cutting off supply for firefighting and daily needs. Electrical grids will fail, plunging vast areas into darkness. Communication networks will be overwhelmed. Liquefaction poses another grave danger, particularly in areas built on soft, saturated soils. The Marina District, for example, experienced severe liquefaction in 1989. During a major quake, stable ground can temporarily lose its strength, behaving like a liquid. This phenomenon can cause buildings to sink, tilt, or even collapse. Roads and bridges can crack and become impassable. The economic and social costs will be staggering, extending far beyond the initial shaking. Hundreds of thousands of people could be displaced from their homes. The regional economy, a global powerhouse, would face unprecedented disruption. Recovery efforts would span years, if not decades. Some projections suggest that a major earthquake could lead to devastation on a scale comparable to or even exceeding the 1906 event. The Bay Area's dense population and complex infrastructure amplify the potential for widespread impact. The Earth beneath the Bay Area is not static. it is constantly under immense stress. Scientists are continuously monitoring this stress, looking for subtle clues about the ongoing accumulation of energy. These signs are not predictions, but indicators of geological activity. One key indicator is microseismic activity. These are small, often imperceptible tremors that occur frequently throughout the region. While most are too small to be felt, they are meticulously recorded by seismic networks. An increase in these small quakes can signal rising stress. Advanced satellite technologies, such as interferometric synthetic aperture radar, or INSAR, provide another powerful tool. INSAR can detect minute changes in the Earth's surface from space. It measures crustal deformation with incredible precision. These measurements reveal how the ground is slowly deforming and bulging under the immense pressure of the moving tectonic plates. GPS networks on the ground provide complementary data, tracking the precise movement of landmasses over time. Together, these monitoring systems offer a real-time picture of the Bay Area's geological pulse. They show us where strain is building most rapidly. They confirm that the faults are indeed active and accumulating energy for future release. These signs of stress are a constant reminder of the dynamic nature of our planet. They underscore the inevitability of future seismic events. They reinforce the urgent need for ongoing preparedness and resilience. While the threat of a major earthquake is undeniable, the Bay Area is not passively awaiting its fate. Decades of investment and innovation have significantly enhanced the region's resilience. Lessons from past quakes have driven remarkable advancements. Following the 1989 Loma Prieta earthquake, billions of dollars were invested in retrofitting infrastructure. Bridges, hospitals, schools, and other critical buildings have been strengthened to withstand severe shaking. This ongoing effort continues to make the region safer. Engineers are constantly developing new earthquake-resistant designs and materials. Base isolation systems, for example, allow buildings to float above their foundations during a quake, absorbing seismic energy. These innovations are transforming urban resilience. A groundbreaking development is the Shake Alert Early Warning System. This system uses seismic sensors to detect the initial, non-damaging P waves of an earthquake. It then rapidly transmits alerts to phones and computers before the destructive S waves arrive. These precious seconds of warning can allow people to drop, cover, and hold on. It can also trigger automatic shutdowns of critical systems like elevators and industrial machinery. Shake Alert represents a significant leap forward in public safety. However, technology and infrastructure alone are not enough. Community preparedness remains paramount. Every individual and family has a crucial role to play. This includes assembling emergency kits with food, water, and essential supplies. Developing communication plans with loved ones is vital, as traditional networks may fail. Participating in earthquake drills like drop, cover, and hold on instills life-saving habits. Personal preparedness is the bedrock of community resilience. The question of whether the big one is coming soon to San Francisco Bay is not a simple yes or no. The scientific consensus is clear. A major earthquake is not just possible, it is inevitable. The Earth's tectonic plates will continue their relentless movement. The critical question, then, is not about prediction, but about preparedness. We cannot stop the Earth from moving, but we can choose how we respond to its power. We can build stronger, plan smarter, and educate ourselves. The Bay Area stands as a testament to human resilience and innovation. It is a place where cutting-edge science meets the raw power of nature. The ongoing dialogue between these forces shapes its future. As the sun sets over the Golden Gate, casting long shadows across the fault lines below, a message echoes from the scientific community. Prepare, don't predict. This simple mantra encapsulates our best strategy for living safely on the edge of geological giants. The future holds uncertainty, but it also holds hope. Hope in our ability to learn, to adapt, and to build a more resilient future. The big one will come, but with collective effort, we can face it with strength and readiness.